Hi and welcome to Sniper Elite 4, a game about killing Nazis where headshots are optional and not shots are mandatory.
Now, you can't spell nutrition without nut, am I right?
And meet Karl, the best US sniper of the Second World War and the biggest threat to the Nazis since the Russian winter.
Karl, that kills people!
Wow, I didn't know that.
What sets this game apart from all the other sniper games on the market, like this one, except for it actually being good,
You just got roasted, son.
are the extra shots you get when you snipe people. And these x-rays make Mortal Kombat look like child's play. And be warned, cause these things are terrifying.
What? It's just an ordinary... Oh my goodness!
The developers actually give you an option to turn it off, but why would I do that? That's like going to McDonald's and ordering a salad. Yeah, I mean it's there, but I'm here for what you're most known for. I've never really loved these games. I always liked them, but I could never seem to fall in love with them. Like that one cute girl at school that you're checking out, but there's just something off about her and you don't know what. I only play these games when I have a niche for a combination of stealth games and sniping games, which almost always fades away after a mission or two. So no, I haven't finished the game. I made it through like 6 levels and played the game for around 7 to 8 hours and just couldn't go on anymore. I'm not saying the game is bad, there's nothing I can pinpoint as bad in it. It works fine, it runs fine, it's gorgeous to look at, and if you're gonna play this game, get a good graphics card. But I don't know, there's some things that really bug me about it. The levels are huge and gorgeous to look at, there's a lot of room for you to move around and different ways to approach areas, which is great for a stealth game and a sniping game, but there's two major flaws in the game's design that are left there on purpose. First off, Jesus fucking Christ, the levels are so goddamn long. This is not a casual game by any means. If you're gonna play this game like it's intended to be played, meaning going full on stealth, not getting detected, it's gonna take you more than an hour and a half to finish one mission. So it takes you around 15 hours to finish the whole game, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. That's not particularly long, but give me more smaller missions so that the game doesn't feel so monotone after a few hours. It's okay for a game to have long missions, but if they get boring after a while, change something. People like this are just bullshit liars. There's no way in hell you can pass 5 missions on hardcore in 3 hours. And here's why. Difficulty, unlike most of today's games, actually makes a huge difference here. So let's go over it real quick. Cadet, aka easy peasy lemon squeezy mode. No bullet drop, bullets land exactly where you aim, the mode for people who have never played a video game before in their lives. Marksman, aka normal mode, where you only have to take the bullet drop into account, a mode for people who like their games tough but not too tough. Sniper Elite, aka hard mode, now you gotta take the force of the wind into account, not so easy mode for people who played every single Sniper Elite game. Authentic, aka difficult lemon difficult, no HUD, no indication of the bullet drop, every shot that's not half a feet from the enemy is basically just a guess, only for people who hate themselves. The game even says that. This game isn't exactly easy on any difficulty except Cadet, because the most fun way of playing this game is not getting spotted by the enemy. The best way of doing so is to follow the golden rule of stealth games. Nobody will notice if there's nobody to notice. So kill everyone and everything if you don't want to get spotted. You gotta take these missions slow, cause running and gunning will get you nowhere and isn't as fun as not getting spotted. My advice is stick into the shadows cause you're less likely to get spotted, and stay low. And when I say low, I mean really low. The game also gives you explosives, which is kinda contrary to what you're supposed to be doing. You should be staying low key, not drawing attention to yourself, but if you're gonna give me explosives, you best believe I'm gonna use them. So what I like to do is plant an explosive on a dead body and drawing attention to it and just wait. The AI in the game, while ruthless, is pretty dumb and confusing at times. They can spot you from a mile away if you just stand up straight, will hear you running if you run too close to them, and will shoot you on sight, so be careful cause just a few bullets will kill you. But sometimes these guys are so oblivious to their surroundings, it's laughable. I literally dropped on top of the guy's head and he didn't notice. The second thing that really bugs me is the fact that in a sniper game, there aren't a lot of good vantage points from where you can snipe people. Most of the time, I found myself close and personal with the enemy and using my pistol more than my sniper rifle. For God's sake, Rebellion, if you're gonna put the word sniper in the title, give me a reason to use it. I found around 3 vantage points while playing the game from which I could easily take out more than a few enemies at a time, and those were probably not meant to be used as vantage points. The points I was using were far enough from the enemies that I could see them but they couldn't see me, and far enough that they couldn't hear me without using my suppressor. Here's the deal. No, sorry, I just really wanted to say that. When you use the vantage points the game meant for you to use, you can only kill a few people, and in the cases where you actually get to kill a lot of dudes, there's nothing around you to muffle your sound. Like, why the f is that thing there? Am I supposed to sit in the middle of their camp and just snipe them from there? What the fuck, Rebellion? So it's much more convenient to just go around with your pistol and shoot people in the face. What I like to do is sneak up behind someone and doing the Sam Fisher whistle before stabbing them in the brain. When playing the game, there's a few ways to mute your rifle's gunfire. The obvious solution would be to just put a suppressor on the gun and just waltz around shooting people in the face. However, you can only use the suppressor if you own suppressed ammo, which is really rare, so don't use it on every single enemy you come across like I did, cause you'll run out of ammo faster than toilet paper after a night out at Taco Bell.
I use so much tissue to wipe my ass with. When I flushed the toilet, it didn't go all the way the fuck down, so...
You gotta use alternative options, aka the environment around you. Planes, boats, explosions, and the most common, these clunky mechanical things. But since all of this isn't exactly common and most of the time pretty close to the enemy, I found myself just up and close to the enemy with a suppressed pistol or just knifing them most of the time. By the time I got to the end, I got so frustrated I started killing people without my suppressor. I just didn't care anymore. Since we're talking about guns so much, let's talk a little bit about the guns in the game. You've got your primary, aka sniper rifle, secondary, and your pistol, but most of the time you'll be switching between your sniper rifle and your pistol. So when picking the secondary, I would recommend taking the shotgun, because if you're gonna use a secondary weapon, you are gonna be up close and personal with the enemy anyway. When it comes down to your sniper rifle, there's a lot to choose from, which I really don't see a point in, since hitting the enemy anywhere from the balls up is an instant kill. There's probably gonna be someone that's like, Jay, you are 100% wrong. You gotta take into account the muzzle velocity, the recoil, the damage, the maximum zoom that can be provided by the scope on the rifle itself. No one cares. You can put upgrades and skins on your rifles. Personally, I like to use this rifle because it has this skin that makes it look like a pizza, and since the game takes place in Italy, I found it pretty ironic that I'm killing these guys with their most prized possession.
Let me get that pizza boneless.
When it comes down to your pistols, there's one option and one option only, the HDM. Yeah, you heard me, the HDM, not the Velrod. I don't understand why anyone uses that gun. Like, do you love reloading after every single shot? Okay, look, the damage is slightly higher on the Velrod, but you're gonna be aiming at their heads 90% of the time, which is an instant kill anyway. Plus, everything else is better on the HDM. If you like not reloading every single time you fire a gun, then be smart and use the HDM. Also, you can put a suppressor on every single gun in the game, even the Magnum. The story is pretty straightforward and not all that interesting, and don't tell me you played this game for the story. If you've played a Sniper Elite game before, you'll fit right in. There's nothing new here, honestly. You're a guy with a sniper rifle killing Nazis while sporting a Nazi haircut, only this time you're doing it in Italy. And to my disappointment, I couldn't find any bugs and glitches like in the last game. If you like stealth games and sniper games and have the patience to sit through long levels, you'll like this game. But beware, this game is not for everyone, so I just can't recommend it. Just don't buy it if you're a casual gamer. Good stealth game, bad sniper game.